What's up guys, I'm back with some relatively new mods for you today. Now it's been a couple of weeks since I focused on new mods that have only just been released. In the past couple of episodes we've been focusing on older mods to try to transform your game. But in today's episode we're going to be focusing on relatively new mods. And the first mod I have for you today is Gunner Operator. Now what this mod is going to do is add one outfit and one cap into your game, all of which can be crafted at a chem station under the Gunner Operator section. And of course, what with being a female only body armor, it does have CBBE options, so I'm afraid if you only play as male characters, you're going to have to give this mod a miss. Now the armor itself looks absolutely fantastic. Whether you download this just for the outfit, or the harness, or the vest, I'm pretty sure you're going to be happy either way. Now in terms of upgrade options, we'll start with the cap. You have a choice of what headgear and what colour. For the outfit itself, you have a choice of ballistic weave, what kind of outfit you'd like, the equipment on the outfit, the colour of the top and the colour of the trousers. And finally for the vest, you have a choice of what you'd like to see on the vest and the colour of it. Also, this is not the only armor mod that we're going to be talking about in today's episode. Now the next mod I want to talk about is technically two mods, but I'm going to include it as one, as they're essentially the same thing for two different armors, and those mods are Dark Disciples and Dark Operators. Now what these two mods are going to do is retexture both the Disciples and the Operators armor to be considerably more darker. This, in my opinion, makes for a more aggressive look. I mean, you really wouldn't want to bump into any of these on a dark night. Not that you'd want to run into a Disciple or Operator, but anyway, moving on. Now the next mod I want to talk about is actually the first follow-up mod that I'll be covering. Back in episode 7, I covered a mod called The Big Hunt, Good Neighbor Edition. And now it's back with the Bunker Hill edition. Making our way to the quest board, we can take a look at the 6 new quests available. Also, taking a look at the back of the bounty board, we can see 2 continuous quests. These are to find cement and wood, which can be delivered to Deb. Now, just like the previous version of this mod, it had me running around like a complete madman, trying to find any of the NPCs that it wanted me to take out. But eventually, after a not insignificant amount of time, I managed to find Silver Rock and a bunch of the Golden Swallows. So I'd completed my first mission and gathered some wood, so I decided to head back to Bunker Hill and turn them in. This was my reward for delivering the wood, and after delivering the Golden Swallow jacket to Deb, this was my reward. I've honestly never felt more satisfied completing a mission in Fallout than I have from this one. Another very small detail about this mod that I really like is that after completing a mission, the poster will no longer be on the bounty board. Of course, this sounds pretty obvious, but it's a detail that I was not expecting. Now, in keeping with the armor mod theme, which was not done on purpose by any means, we have the mod Handmade Post-Apocalypse Hazmat Suit. To get your hands on this outfit, simply visit any chem station and look under the utility section. You don't require any perks to craft this, but you will need some very specific crafting materials, such as a hard hat and a Vault 111 jumpsuit. After crafting it and with no upgrades added to it, this is what it's going to look like. Now this already looks pretty decent, but if it's not good enough for you, there is a few more options. With a few crafting materials and a full set of combat armor, you can make this suit significantly stronger. And this is what said armor will look like. Okay, I think it's fair to say that this armor is going to look badass no matter what kind of upgrades you're using. But this armor is meant to be a hazmat suit, so how well does it do at keeping away the rads? Well, as you can see here, a standard hazmat suit is going to give you 1000 radiation resistance. The Handmade hazmat helmet is going to give you 105 radiation resistance. And the Handmade hazmat suit itself is going to give you 450 radiation resistance. This makes for a total of 555 radiation resistance, or about just over half of what a normal hazmat suit would be giving you. And of course, I'm using the maximum upgrades on the modded hazmat suit for the best results. Okay, so as a hazmat suit, it's about half as good as a standard hazmat suit, but as an armor, it's actually really good. With both the helmet and the suit, you're going to be getting 145 damage resistance. But there is one downside to this. A standard hazmat suit weighs 5 pounds. This modded hazmat suit, with both the helmet and the outfit, comes to over 60 pounds. This might not be a complete deal breaker, but it's certainly something to consider. Now, in terms of applying legendary effects to the outfit, you'll be able to find these magazines in random lootable containers throughout the wasteland, each of which will unlock a legendary modification. For example, this one I found allows me to apply the poisonous effect to the outfit. And of course, this week's weapon mod is the Glock 19. Now, to get your hands on this weapon, you have one of three options. The first, and probably easiest to do on a new playthrough, is to kill Old Man Tomlin in Concord, and on his corpse you will find the Glock 19. Now, if you aren't playing a new character, then you have one of two options. Firstly, you can craft this at a chem station, and secondly, this will begin to spawn on gunners after level 30. After installing this mod, I really didn't go into it expecting anything, but one thing I for sure wasn't expecting was the pure attention to detail that this weapon has. This might only be a 2K texture, but that didn't stop the mod author from cramming in as much detail as possible. For example, just look at this silencer. You can quite easily read the words that are engraved on it. Now, in terms of upgrades, you have the choice of 4 receivers, 4 grips, 7 sights, 6 muzzle attachments, including none at all, 4 lower rail attachments, including none at all, 8 colours for the sliding mechanism, 6 colours for the body, a choice of magwell on or off, 3 kinds of triggers, a damage option to balance the weapon to your liking, 6 types of rounds, and finally a choice of automatic or semi-automatic. As you can see, this weapon has a very wide variety of weapon options, so you can truly customise it to your liking. Personally, I like mine to be full auto and to use 45 ammo. This is because this is a non-survival character and ammo really isn't an issue. But if you're playing a relatively new character, I'd recommend having your weapon use 38 caliber, as it takes no time at all to be absolutely swimming in the stuff. And that is pretty much going to cover it for today's video. I really hope you all enjoyed the mods here today, and if you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you all in the next video. What's up guys, I know I've already ended the video, but when I saw this next mod, there was no way that I was not going to include it in this episode. I guess you could say that this is the bonus mod for today's video. For the longest time, I've wanted dual wielding in Fallout 4, and I don't think that this is the first one, but it's certainly one of the best. And that mod is the Saburo M5 Duo. The way this weapon works is by pulling the right trigger, you will fire the right weapon. After firing your last bullet, you will then fire one bullet from the gun on your left. This is probably to encourage you to stop spamming the right trigger and let the guns shoot back and forth. By holding the left trigger, you will aim down the sights of the right gun, to which you can shoot as normal. To get your hands on this weapon, simply look for the Saburo section at any chem station. Now, in terms of upgrades, you have the choice of 9 receivers, 3 colours, 6 damage options, and 8 frames. These include mag size, silencer, and flashlight. Now, the animations for this mod are really well done. I'm assuming this is one of the reasons why we don't see too many dual wielding mods. Anyway, if you didn't know this was a mod, you might actually be convinced into thinking that this was in the base game. Something I would highly recommend if you plan on using this is to get the laser attachment. This is going to make your hipfire accuracy significantly better. This was definitely my weak point when it came to using this weapon. Also, if you're able to, make sure to pick up the steady aim perk. This is also going to improve your hipfire accuracy. After using this mod, even for the smallest amount of time, you're going to notice that you feel like an absolute badass. Whether you're mowing down enemies or running between them, everything about this mod just screams badass. Anyway, that pretty much covers it for the mod and the video for today, so I'm actually going to end the video here for reals this time. I hope you all enjoyed the mods here today, and if you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next video.